The entire state of Wyoming is on fire right now, and nobody even knows this. Multiple counties have been affected with over 100,000 acres on fire with zero containment. Now you're asking yourself, what is going on with these natural disasters and smart cities and land grabs? You guys, I looked into this one. This is the biggest one yet. First, let's start with where the biggest fires are, starting with the Elk Fire with over 74,000 acres currently on fire. Elk is located in the Sheridan County, and the other counties on fire is the Telton County and the Fremont County with 58,000 acres combined with zero containment. This list shows what happened this year in Wyoming from the start date and containment date and what caused them. Some were caused by human activity and some, like this one, was caused by lightning, but I'll reserve judgment on that. But here's a weird thing about the last two. So the Telton County and the Fremont County actually merged together on October 5th, but started in August 16th. Now, it's not so much that the fires merge, that happens all the time, and these two counties are next to each other, but it's the timing. It's 2 months later, and you had multiple containments in between these fires. Now, you could say this is a land grab, with Wyoming being number 6 with the most land owned by the federal government with over 46%, but it's way more nefarious than that. Now, you remember that first county I showed you, Sheraton, with over 70,000 acres on fire? Yeah, they just found the biggest deposit of rare earth minerals worth $37 billion. Now the question is, does the government own this land? It says here the Sheraton County, Wyoming is a governmental entity that operates under the jurisdiction of the state of Wyoming, but it is not owned by the U.S. government. Now, another question is, can the government take this land? It says the government can take private property during a disaster under the power of eminent domain, which allows for the acquisition of the property for public use provided that the owner is compensated. However, this typically occurs when the property is needed for emergency response efforts. Oh, like a fire caused by lightning? Got it. Oh, it doesn't stop there. So the company Wyoming Rare got $450 million from the feds for their Hollow Creek project because they found even more rare earth minerals on the other side of Wyoming. This is a tens of billions of dollars play because they said it's so big that it could be a world leader of how much minerals they have. You really have to ask yourself, how many coincidences have to line up before it's not a coincidence?
The wiles of the devil. All right, I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakadash. I like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect who firmly believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Now, I'm going to entitle this lesson "The Wiles of the Devil," but this all goes back to Esau, Edom, being the so-called white man. The only way he can establish his rulership, the only way he could get rich off of his resources by exercising a sword, creating disasters to happen, in order for him to get ahead, and that was, those 2 minutes was a clear indication on how these Edomites been working across the pond, in various other countries. And here it is, they doing it here in America as well. You know what I mean? They've been doing it here in America as well. I believe that, that hurricane that happened over there in North Carolina was for a major money play. Was it Hurricane Helen, if I'm not mistaken? The hurricane in Florida, out there in Tampa, majority. That's another money play, but also you see there in Wyoming, the fires that are being created, and how they could pretty much take over, a particular land parcel, in the event of a natural disaster under eminent domain, they could just pretty much take over that land, and as you can see, that particular land, it's worth over $10 billion in resources or natural minerals. And then on the other side, over $450 million worth of minerals. So that's the only way these devils can, receive some type of financial gain and control, man. But it all goes back to the blessing in which this devil received, right? And that's how we know and identify him as Esau, because he's just doing the things that Esau was blessed to do, right? Was blessed to do. Genesis 27. Let me see. Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? We're going to start at Genesis chapter 27. Genesis chapter 27. Genesis chapter 27, verse 26, right? It says, and his father Isaac said unto him, come near now and kiss me, my son. No. We're going to get into where Jacob, portrayed himself to be Esau so he could receive the blessing, right? This is how we got the blessing. Genesis chapter 27, verse... You start at 20, man. It's a lucky brothers. Genesis chapter 27, verse 17. And she gave the savory meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I. Who art thou, my son? Because Rebekah already knew that Jacob was supposed to receive the blessing because she got the vision from the Heavenly Father. So she set this whole play up in the spirit for Jacob to receive the blessing and to act as if he was Esau, right? So Rebekah was the one who prepared the meal, for Isaac to receive that, for Isaac to pour that blessing upon Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise and pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, how is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, because the Lord thy power brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto, and that's how, a woman knows her man. He didn't have his eyesight, so he had to feel who was who. And Jacob, and that's why, Rebekah put the hairy arms upon Jacob. And because Jacob was hairy, when you read Genesis, the 25th chapter, he came out hairy. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, the voice of Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands, so he blessed him. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it nearer to him, and he did eat, and he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelt the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which Yahweh hath blessed. Therefore Yahweh give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. So this is our blessing in the kingdom of heaven. We're going to have all the resources. We're going to have the fatness, the dew of the heaven, everything. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curses thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made him blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau's brother came in from his hunting. And this goes to show that the Lord, controls everything. Because the Lord waited, for Jacob to receive his blessing, be going out from the presence of the sight of Isaac, And then Esau came in. So everything just looked cool and smooth, right? And he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac, his father, said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brethren came with subtlety and have taken away thy blessing. So this is how we got the blessing, brothers. You know what I'm saying? We through the spirit of power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Hey, sometimes, gotta use subtlety. But it was all in the Lord's plan. The Lord could do whatever he wants in his movie. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? Which is, he didn't take away your birthright, you sold it. He presented you with an opportunity, you took it. Like, come on. That's Esau playing a victim, right? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing? My father blessed me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above. That's why he's always after what? The natural resources, the minerals. And by the sword shalt thou live. And that's why, he uses destruction in order to gain those natural resources. They like to say it's lightning, but it's really lasers that they're shooting out to cause these fires to happen out there in Wyoming. He's using the heart to create these hurricanes and everything of that nature, because he wants to what? Take over the particular land under what? Eminent domain. It says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off his neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. And that's how we just know this is Cain and Abel all over again. But that's the point, I wanted to bring out, as far as, him receiving that blessing, because his blessing is the sword. His blessing is the sword, so he got to use destruction in order to receive his blessings. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the heavenly Father, that ye might be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And that's just a wile of the devil. I'm saying? Him creating, problem, reaction, solution scenarios. He causes a problem, which is the disaster. People react, whether they, lose their homes, they gotta evacuate, things of that nature, panic, and provides the solution for himself. He really provides the solution for himself, which is what? Control. Control over the people, control over the land, right? For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And these are what we call fiery darts of the wicked. The Lord's choice men, the elect thereof, it's not going to be shaken. They're not going to be moved by all of these events in which these devils commit. You know, it says, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Heavenly Father. So we already know that these devils, they're no good, man. They're no good. Let me get Psalms chapter 94, verse 20. It says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? That's what they do. The framing mischief by a law is the fact that they can take over property, they could take over land under eminent domain by in case of a disaster, in which they are the ones causing a disaster, but they making it seem as if it's natural causes. Man, that's great trickery, man. You know? And the information is out there. People are waking up to who this devil is, who this Edomite is. People know what's going on. People know what's going on. Nobody's stupid. Like they say, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he didn't exist. We get Isaiah chapter 10, verse 12. It says, wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord hath performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria, which is the modern day Edomites, the so-called white man, and the glory of his high looks. For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, I have removed the bounds, which is the boundaries of the people, and have robbed their treasures by way of what? Creating these disasters to happen. He's done it overseas. He's done it over in here in the States. Because when you check it out, they had a natural lithium, which was is a heavy mineral out there in North Carolina. What just happened out there in North Carolina? They had a huge hurricane. You already see what they doing out there in Wyoming. They got they got minerals, natural minerals, that's worth well over $10 billion. It says, and I have robbed the treasures and have put them down, the inhabitants like a valiant man, and my hand have found as a nest the riches of the people. And as one gathereth eggs that are left, have I gathered all the earth. And there was none that moved the wing or opened the mouth or peeped. Nobody knew what he was doing. But now we know what he's doing because what? The truth is out. But he's been doing this for years, decades, centuries at this point. Ever since this devil came back into power. It says, verse 15, shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith? Or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it? As if the rod should shake itself against them that lift it up? Or as if the staff should lift up itself, as if it were no wood? That's right, this devil is thinking he's doing it by his own power. Just like Puff Daddy think he had all of his riches by his own power. You know what I'm saying? So it's history repeating itself. It's history repeating itself, and this devil has been found out. This devil has been found out. Let's even get the first one. Isaiah 10:1. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. All those laws that they pass, those are unrighteous decrees. Which always sways into his favor. So this is something that he has to be exposed upon. This is something that he has to be exposed upon. This is Job chapter 5, verse 12. It says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. That's right. So ultimately, you think this is going to all work in your favor to establishing your new world order, but the Heavenly Father is going to disappoint you. He's going to allow you to do all that heavy lifting just for you to fail in the end. And we're telling you that these things are going to happen, but you don't want to believe it. That's why their intention is to get rid of the prophets. That's why their hope is to get rid of the elect, in hopes that they will be able to establish a new world order. a reglobalization. But it's not going to work because the Lord is only going to give you the 2/3 to be destroyed. You know, like the scriptures say, when he's about to fill his belly, then he's going to rain upon you. This is Job chapter 20, verse 23. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. You know, why you think you about to put the cherry on top of your queendom, of your so-called New World Order? That's when the Lord is going to make his move, and there's going to be nothing you could do about it. There's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. We're waiting for that day. This is the patience and the faith of the saints. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow still shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid, and his secret places a fire not blown shall consume him. You know, since you like to create fires, well, a fire is going to consume you. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart. That's right, the increase of your house shall depart. So everything, all the hurricanes that you created, all the fires that you created to add to your rulership, all the gold that you stole, all the silver that you stole, all the micro C-hips that you placed in people to make you greater, guess what? All of that is going to depart from you. It says, and his good shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh. Straight up and down. So this is what you devils got to look forward to. Destruction. You know, emptiness. You know, vanity. You know. And all of this is going to be to no avail. And we're able to stand firm and boldly telling you these things because it's called prophecy. You know, so I'm gonna bring it into it there. You know, the wiles of the devil, man. You know, everybody's hip to him. We all know what's going on. The tongue of the wicked shall fall upon himself. You got Edomites telling on Edomites. You know what I'm saying? So the information is out there. We just filter it through the scriptures. And the funny thing is, a lot of people don't even know that the information that they're revealing is already prophesied in the scriptures. That's the eye salve. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect. Shalom.